This week on the podcast, we've written songs about the movie Joker. Da-na-na-na-na.
Hey!
He supports Gary Glitter. Get him. Get him. We got him, boys.
Ah, shit.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Review Podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy.
And we are back once again talking about 2019's Joker. Andy, how are you wearing that choker?
I'd just like to clarify I'm not wearing a choker.
That's a lie, he is.
Rob has an impulse to rhyme. And if he fights that impulse, we don't know what will happen.
It's a necessity. I've said this before. Every great podcast rhymes. You ever listen to Joe Rogan? He just rhymes the whole time.
I actually have not.
Listening to Joe Rogan is just like listening to Dr. Seuss.
Well, I'm good, Robbie. How are you?
I'm doing well. I watched this movie called Joker, and then I went and played some poker.
Oh my God, he can't be stopped.
This is going to be the whole episode.
All right, well,
strap
in.
Ha, ha, ha. That's my Joker laugh. What'd you think of that? Ha, 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 ha,
I thought it was half-assed, Robbie. I think you could do better.
I don't even think it was half-assed. I would say it was 15% assed at most.
Yeah. I mean, you've done a better Joker laugh in your Batman song. Batman 60...
I've done Joker laughs
69.
in both our Batman movies.
Holy shit.
Our songs, yeah. I wonder if I'm going to continue that today.
Sounds like it.
I wonder, who I do I who, what's in my wonder ball? Remember those? Wonder balls?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I don't think I ever got one, though.
I did. And I didn't know what to expect. It was just a little figure inside. And it wasn't really a toy. And it wasn't a food. It was just garbage.
Yeah, that's usually...
And now we're all wondering, why do we have microplastics in us? Because we ate shit like Wonder Balls.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the 90s Snack Podcast.
Is it?
No.
I thought this was the Royds Review Podcast.
Yeah, that's what this is. Hey, Andy, what year did the movie Joker come out?
You know, Robbie, I'm thrilled you asked, because it was the year of our Megazord, 2019.
That was 5 years ago.
That's disgusting.
Isn't it just? What were the top movies of 2019? Start at a funky number for us.
You know what? I will. Number 6.
Oh, that's funky.
Isn't it? Number 6 is Joker.
I figured.
Now, this is a very big year for movies because the top 9 movies all grossed over $1 billion.
Are all of them superhero movies? Or at least most of them? They're all franchises.
Yes, for sure. 1, 2, 3 of them are super... Well, are you counting Joker? Then 4.
Yes. You know what? Let's say comic book movies, not superhero movies.
Yeah. Okay, 4. Which is lower than I would think.
And then let me guess. Star Wars?
Yep. And The Lion King and Aladdin and Toy Story 4. And Frozen 2. So it's all big franchises, you know?
Hey, none of these movies are great.
Hey. You're right.
Yeah,
well, let's start at number 6.
Yeah.
Is Joker with a $1,078 million.
That is insane that this
Isn't
movie made $1 billion. Because the budget was pretty low.
Yeah, it was like 50 million.
Yeah, so for this to make $1 billion is absolutely fucking nuts.
Honestly, smart, because again, we talked about this on other podcasts, but like, lower the budgets,
right?
And you're going to make a ton more money. Like, spend the money where you need to spend it. Like, there's no reason your movie should cost like $250 million. That's crazy, brother.
This movie is what the Sony universe movies wish they could be.
Yes.
But the problem is, Joaquin Phoenix and Robert De Niro wouldn't be caught fucking dead doing those movies.
No, you know, I'll tell you who I think would.
Mark Maron.
Mark Maron, yeah. I'm thinking Al Pacino would get roped into something like that.
Yes, and I wouldn't even say roped in because he did do Jack and Jill.
He did. He also did a movie called 88 Minutes.
He did.
And that movie was bad.
We only got 88 minutes to save the world.
Yeah, I guess
take our time because we have an hour and a half.
Yeah. But still, you got to save the world. You better hurry up.
Yeah.
Number 5 was Captain Marvel previous episode with $1.1 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
I think
in a week.
Robbie, can I borrow?
No.
Can I have? Number 4 is Spider-Man Far From Home with $1.13 million. Billion dollars, that is. Sorry. And number 3 is Frozen Dukes with $1.4 billion.
That's a movie that is nothing.
I hear from other people, because I've never seen it, but Frozen 2 is a grower. Like, you watch it the first time, you're like, the fuck was that? And then you watch it again, you're like, oh, it's pretty good.
That's such a weird thing to me, because if I watch a movie once and I'm like, I didn't really care for that, I'm not going to go back.
It's interesting you say that on this episode.
But, like, we went back because of this podcast.
That's true. But, I feel like, the people I heard it from, they have kids.
Which makes sense. Listen, I'm not shitting on kids liking Frozen 2.
Right.
But Frozen had a story, and the songs were bangers.
Right.
This had no story, and can you name a single song from Frozen 2?
I can't name it, no.
But
I know that one, I can't even think of the melody right now, so there you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before I saw Frozen, I knew, 3 of the songs.
Oh, Into the Unknown. That one. That's Frozen 2, right?
Isn't that Wicked?
It's all the same.
No,
it's all turning into the same thing in my mind.
It's all Idina Menzel, but I think that was Frozen 2, yes.
Okay. Number 2 is Lion King with $1.6 billion.
Sucked.
That's what I hear.
They cut out Be Prepared.
Yeah, it's the bangerest song.
Yeah.
And number 1, of course, is Avengers Endgame with $2.7 billion.
That was good. Not as good as Infinity War.
I think Infinity War is the best thing Marvel has ever put out.
I could agree with that.
And probably ever will.
Now, are we talking about Marvel as they are? Because part of me would almost want to say the first Iron Man, but...
Yeah, first Iron Man is up there for sure. And we'll cover all that shit at some point,
Steel Guy.
Yeah, Metal Man.
Aluminum Boy.
For Micah Michael.
That's good.
For Michael.
Nickel Nelson.
Wow.
All right.
We did it. Let's talk about Joker, though.
No, we didn't do anything.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. What we did was waste time.
Yeah, but I agree. We should talk about Joker. Now, as we both said, I don't know if we've said this on the podcast or before we started recording, we had both seen this before.
Yes, I saw it in theaters.
I did not see this in theaters. So, what did you think of Joker? Because you said it was very interesting that I said that when I said, if I don't like a movie the first time, why would I go back?
So, the first time I saw this, I did not really like it. I didn't care for it. And then this go-around, I don't know if I'd say I enjoyed it, but I can say that this is a pretty good movie. Like, it's not a bad movie. It's doing... The acting's good, and the filmmaking itself is good.
Yes.
Like, I can't deny that. You know what it is? The first go-around, in the theater, the scenes of just, clearly... They were just let's just film Joaquin, and he'll just, do something weird. Those scenes seemed to take minutes in the movie theater. Where on this watch, I found that they were much fewer and far between. And Should they be cut out? Probably. Like the scene he gets in the fridge. What the hell's that about?
Oh, he's getting ready for a nuclear test.
He watched Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I just certain things like that, and like, I don't know. I just remembered a lot more like sad guy dancing stuff, but there's less of that than I remember.
I think that's because that was all the promotion for this movie was just him dancing as a sad guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, Robbie.
Let's talk about it. We open up with Arthur Fleck. He's putting on his clown makeup. The radio is on, and this host has nothing nice to say about Gotham City.
Well, they do a pretty good job of making Gotham like a real shithole in this.
Oh, yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, but this is a pretty chilling scene, him putting on the makeup.
It is, with the little tear.
Yeah, and he's
now?
like pulling,
Yeah.
he's pulling his face so hard.
That has to hurt.
Yeah. Damn. I remember even watching that in the theater, I was like, ooh.
But did you hear the DJ on the radio? He's like, "There's nothing but garbage and rats."
Yeah, it's because there's a garbage disposal strike, garbage disposal, like just for your sink.
A sanitation strike.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's like the Flintstones. All those little like bird things refuse to work. It's a living.
Yeah, it's a living.
We see Fleck. He is a sign spinner. Some kids steal his sign. I like the little piano playing here.
Yeah, the score is very, very good.
I think the score is good. It also reminds me of Red Dead Redemption because it's a lot of just violence, like ding.
Yeah, like cellos. Yeah, a lot of. It's very like minimalist, and I groove with it
until we get to until the weird needle drops.
I only remember White Room at the end.
I think it's White Room. It's Rock and Roll Part 2 is weird.
Rock and Roll Part 2.
Da-na-na-na-na. Hey!
Huh.
That's what that song is. He dances down the stairs to it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's the most famous scene in the movie.
Yeah, iconic scene in the movie. Yeah. I don't know. See, that's the thing. All the dancing, I didn't really give a shit about.
That's totally fair. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
I like when we get the old timey, like all these sad songs about smiling and sending in the clowns, like the standard stuff. I think is really good musically.
Right.
But it's when they start playing the rock and roll, like White Room and Gary Glitter. It's like, why? Is this just to show us we're in the 70s? Are we in the 70s here? Right? I
think it's very early 80s.
Okay.
Which is pretty much the 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't around.
It's just a grimy New York or Gotham City.
Yeah.
Before Rudy Giuliani went and ruined it.
Like killing all the homeless.
Fleck chases these kids into an alley, and one of them is waiting for him like that jackass prank with the giant hand, because he just whacks him with that sign.
And they beat the shit out of him.
They really do, and nobody comes to help this guy.
No. And that's really what the whole movie is. It's like nobody helps anybody and everything sucks. That's pretty much what this movie's saying.
Put yourself up by your bootstraps, brother. I do think this movie stumbles really hard on itself, though, with its messaging.
I think it is... I don't know if it's dumbed down or just dumb, because, like, it just seems like they don't have any faith in the audience to just pick things up, because it just explains it to you. It's like, yeah, I see. I got it.
Right.
Come on.
We get the title card, nice and minimalist. Fleck is in therapy. He just can't stop laughing. This laugh goes on for so long, and I think it's supposed to be artsy, but it gets annoying. The way he's just laughing and wheezing in this first close-up of him in therapy.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, lingering things in it. Like, they could have tightened this movie up a little bit.
I think it's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And at points, yeah, they probably do. But here, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just going, okay, we know you're the Joker.
Yeah. Also, I think I mean, it goes without saying. Joaquin Phoenix, he's fucking crushing it, you
Yeah,
know? And I think he does a really good job of laughing and also looking like he's in a tremendous amount of pain.
I would agree with that.
As he's laughing, yeah, he's like grimacing, but also laughing. It's very good.
It's the way there's sadness in his eyes as he laughs,
Yeah.
and the way he like covers his mouth and apologizes for laughing.
Yeah.
It's he's really good. Objectively, he's excellent. And I also later on really do like the Joker design.
I agree. Yeah. I like the I mean, we'll talk about it, but the red suit,
Yeah,
fucking great.
I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Fle-
we're seeing that the therapists or psychiatrists or whatever, they're really not doing anything for him.
All she does is, yeah, I agree with you. Shit's not good, but what you gonna do, brother? Do you bring a journal?
Right. She's just like running out the clock and like he's like, all right, uh is there any way I could get like less meds or more? No, he says more meds.
Yeah, he just
Because
wants
he did
pills.
right, he doesn't want to feel.
I don't
Because
blame
he
him.
says even later, he's like, everything sucks all the time. Like he asked me about my negative thoughts. Every single fucking thought I have is
Yeah.
negative. Like, it's good. It's good stuff.
He uses his journal as a joke book, just like every comedian in the world. He also has some real sad boy shit in there. I just hope my death makes more sense than my life. Get a grip, dude.
Yeah, but it's sense like money.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can't spell at all. Because later on, he spells always like Alwayz or something like that.
Hmm. Well, I wonder if sense is sense being money. Is that the joke?
I don't think that was a joke, though, there.
I don't know. I
Because
mean, he clearly doesn't
know what a joke
understand what's
is.
funny. Yeah. Because
So he'd
later we
be.
see him in that comedy club and he's laughing at the setup.
He doesn't know what jokes are, so he'd
Right.
probably be voting Republican.
Got him. We got him. You're on the Roy's Free podcast. We get you.
We get this quick flashback to him just smashing his head against the wall. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember that. What happens?
It's while he's in therapy, we just get this quick shot of him in like the white room that we see later on, and he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
bashing his head. To basically, that's the problem with this movie. Like, by the end of it, I'm going, was this real or not?
Huh. Yeah, it's something to think about. I think it was real.
I think we're going to see in the sequel that it was real, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Arthur Fleck is on the train or the bus. He's making some kid laugh by making funny faces, and that really pisses this kid's mom off.
Yeah.
That's when we see this card where it's like, I have a condition.
I have a question about the card. He hands her the card and we don't see her hand it back. Did she just like fucking walk away with that card? And he's like, wait, I need that.
No, I think
need
we
that.
see her hand it back to him because we see him put it back in his pocket.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Well, shit me then, Robbie.
I would say make another card,
Yeah, that one's all crinkly.
but like just in case. Just
Yeah.
be safe.
Should have like 6 of them on you.
Yeah. Arthur returns home to his apartment. He lives with his mom. Apparently, his mom used to work for Thomas Wayne, and he has been refusing to answer her letters. He's also running for mayor of Gotham. I'm going to be honest, the mom is a waste of time in this movie for me.
I think she serves to show because she's clearly like off too.
Yes.
But she also serves to I don't know, kind of push the plot forward. Like, because there's a bunch of questions in this movie. Hey, we have a famous segment called
Oh,
Questions.
shit.
But like, you know, the question of like, was he adopted or is she telling the truth? You know, screws with his head a little bit. I would say, you know, she's not the most exciting part of the movie though. For sure.
It's just all this stuff with him thinking that Thomas Wayne is his dad is nothing. It's just nothing.
Yeah, it ultimately does not lead to anything.
Because I also don't want a fucking universe where Joker and Batman are brothers. That's such a cliche nonsense thing.
Yeah, and also Involving the Wayne family in this movie at all, I thought was a little like you don't have to do that.
I agree with you, but when they were making this movie, someone said we have to include the Waynes somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's always this thing in the comics and everything how Batman and Joker are always tied together and destined to do this. Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it. Yeah, but I never like it when it's like, I don't know, like his parents' death is supposed to be like a random act of violence.
Right.
Not part of a movement, like in this. Not destiny like in other comics. I don't know. It's like that's what makes it, because random acts of violence are what Batman's fighting, like that's what he's like, I can't let that happen to anybody else.
Right.
Oh,
I totally agree with you.
Okay.
But one of the things that they said as a studio, I think, is, hey, listen, look at Sony over there. They make all these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man. They can't even mention Spider-Man a lot of the time.
No.
So you know what? Let's make this a world where we have the Waynes. For whatever reason, there is a connection. And I can understand that because I think that helps a lot of people with this movie going, oh yeah, Batman.
Yeah. Bruce Wayne, that's Batman's name.
Yeah. I always thought Joker was roughly the same age as Batman.
Right. Maybe a little older, maybe a
Right.
little younger.
But
who am I? Who am I to say?
this age gap is bizarre and it gets really weird later.
To be honest, I don't think this is a Joker that you would even put up against Batman, because
No.
he's not very bright, and he's certainly not very physically capable. Like Batman would fucking wreck this dude, and this guy would never get out. He's not cunning or anything. He doesn't have any connections. Right. I mean, he's got this angry mob, but that's like,
this isn't the guy who's just gonna mysteriously come back.
Right.
But that's why it leads credence to the idea that there's more than one Joker, that every time the Joker dies, which is a theory that a new person just takes up the mantle.
Right. There's that whole day. You remember a couple of years ago, it was 3 Jokers was a comic. And that's why, like, sometimes you get like a fun Joker who's like, oh, I'm going to make everybody smile. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's just like a crazy clown guy. And then there's a guy who's like, I'm going to poison the water supply. And you're like, oh, shit, that's the dangerous one.
Oh, no.
We got the wrong Joker today. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really love honestly, Joker is one of those characters. I don't want a backstory. I don't want a deep dive into his psyche. I've never, like, I know it's fucking sacrilege, but I've never even really liked The Killing Joke. I think
that's fair.
I think that's a very overrated comic. I don't think it's saying a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's just,
any man could have one bad day, Andy, and then become a fucking murderous lunatic.
Right. And it's just like, I find that comic is very, like, everybody who didn't like comics, especially at the time, would be like, no, it's just like pointless violence. And that's what that comic is. It is pointless violence.
Listen, I know every time I have a bad day at work, I go to the police chief's house and I shoot his daughter.
You shoot his daughter right through the spine.
Yep. That's what I do. And then in the movie adaptation, for some reason, that daughter has sex with Batman.
I didn't see it, and I didn't see it because of that. I heard that was happening. I was like, I'm out. I don't even like the book, so why am I going to watch the movie if the movie's shittier than the book,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, Alan Moore's great, and even he said, like, he's like, I don't really like that book. It's like, yeah, man, because it's not good.
But what I think this does is this almost starts that movement for more people to take up the mantle of the Joker. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because there's clearly a movement going on here. Now, that is another problem that I have with this movie, is that we really only get Joker's perspective.
Right.
Like throughout this entire movie. There's not one scene. Well, there is one scene, and we'll talk about that later. There's one scene in this movie without Joaquin in it. And it's the worst scene in the movie, but the masses just seem mindless.
I mean, that's what the masses are, though.
Right, but it would be cool if they weren't. Like I don't know. They're just like, yeah, we're mad. Yeah. Let's kill people. And like that's like I don't know that like people will be murdered on a train like in real life and it doesn't like spark a movement. I don't know. It all just happens really quick.
Okay.
I just wish there was a little more, you know. I think it's because this movie it's really not saying a lot.
Well, that is true, but I think we're supposed to understand that the tensions have been rising in Gotham City so much that it's hit a boiling point. It's just that because we only see Joker's perspective, they don't do a great job of establishing all of that.
Right.
So all of a sudden, we just see a shit ton of people in Joker masks or clown masks.
Yeah.
But like after those guys are dead, why is everyone so happy about it? Because we don't know what those guys didn't really do anything that bad. If you like,
apparently they were Wall Street people,
and that just makes everybody happy that they were literally murdered on a train.
Right.
And like we don't. If there was if they were actively assaulting somebody, and we saw that, and a crowd of people saw that, and the vigilante clown did that. Because there's a papers later on say vigilante clown, which is why I also think it's not real, because everyone's reading the paper that says that.
Right. I think it's real, but he's embellishing it like with his mind.
That's fair. But it's just nobody would have known he was being a vigilante, or at the very least, it's like, okay, they threw fries at a woman. Maybe stop them, but
right. Well, technically they were assaulting him.
But again, then it's self-defense. It's not vigilante Joker.
Exactly. It's just guy defends himself.
Yeah.
And goes a little too far.
It's also weird to make like Bernie Getz this like super duper hero. And that's what it was trying to do is like, hey, wasn't that Bernie Getz guy fucking great? It's like, I don't know. He was a guy who defended himself, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like there were no witnesses,
Yeah. But everyone seems to know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Arthur is given a gun by a coworker, and then he gets yelled at by his boss because they're like, hey, they want that sign back. He's like, I was mugged.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if this is a question because I'm asking a question.
Question.
Why would you give this man a gun?
He was just jumped. It's a different time, brother.
He gives him a gun and then he's like, you'll owe me one. What the hell is Arthur gonna do?
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
In the movie Taxi Driver, would you have given Robert De Niro's character a gun?
Somebody gives him a gun in that? I thought he buys one.
Still, would you sell him a gun?
Well, that's different because it's a transact. You're receiving money. This guy just gives a gun to Arthur for free.
Well, a protection thing, I guess. They all work in the same business. I think he's looking out for him.
Yeah, it was very Taxi Driver.
Yeah, because everyone there is weird as fuck.
That's true. They're all clowns, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're all weird.
Let me ask you a question, Robbie. Did he have the fantasy yet where he's watching Murray with his mom and
yes.
he's in the crowd? Okay, yeah, because I found that part was where the movie shined for me. I was like, oh, this is good. Because, like, he's clearly delusional and, like, sad. It's a very sad scene. He says, like, oh, my mom says, I'm here to bring laughter. And everybody laughs at him. And he's like, hey, don't laugh at them. Don't laugh at him. He's my pal. Hey, come on down.
All because he went, I love you, Murray.
Yeah. And he comes down and they embrace and he's like, I kind of wish I had a son like you. And it's like, that's so sad. This is really so sad and like pathetic, but like you do empathize with him at this point. At
Right.
least I did. Yeah.
Because he's just a crazy person.
Right. And just extremely sad and like nobody's ever truly loved him,
Yeah,
you know?
it's the kind of guy you go, when are we getting those suicide boots over here?
The kind of guy you give a gun to.
Exactly. And say, hey, why don't you put yourself out of our misery?
Yeah.
Arthur meets Sophie and her daughter on the elevator. Sophie is slightly nice to him, and you could tell she's in trouble just by his smile.
That is a mistake.
That gunshot is so weird too, because he thinks it's flirting, but he's like, it's
Yeah,
like, okay, you did that in front of my child.
I do love how after she sees that and she's like, okay, and she keeps walking, he has such a like an accomplished look on his face. He's like, nailed it. I nailed it.
Crush that one, Arthur. You'll be getting some pussy tonight.
Hell yeah, that's your girlfriend now, brother.
We see Arthur bathing his mother. She's continuing to wait for letters from Thomas Wayne. She's convinced he's a good man, but let's be honest, good billionaire is an oxymoron.
Got him.
He tells his mom he's going to be a comedian, and she goes, don't you have to be funny to be a comedian? That made me laugh.
Yeah. Nah, look at Carlos Mencia.
All right, good point. Good point. Arthur plays with his gun in the living room, which is a safe and smart thing to do.
He puts a hole in the wall.
He does. He just shoots it. I'm watching a World War II movie.
Yeah,
He turns the volume all the way up.
It's a war movie.
And it's like a musical.
There are moments in this movie that are genuinely funny.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I guess Arthur was in his Andy era, as the kids would say, because he follows Sophie home after she drops her daughter off.
You know, Robbie, you follow one person home. And now you're labeled. That's all I'm saying. I want to be clear. I have not done that. I followed Robbie home once.
You did, because I said to him, hey, follow me back to my place. I'll show you how to get there.
Yeah, and then that's what I did. Yeah. I also lurked in his bushes.
You did do that. I told you you could come inside, but you're like, no, this is good. I'll sleep out here tonight.
Yes. I'm doing a thing.
All right, man. We get our first scene at the comedy club. This is where Arthur starts to laugh at all the wrong parts, but also everyone else laughs at the wrong parts. I don't know if you noticed that.
They're laughing, slightly prematurely. But he's like right in the middle of like nothing.
Right, I know, but like he's telling a story about like him and his wife role playing the comedian, and
that's Gary Goldman.
It is Gary Goldman, yes, and later on we get Sam Morril, and it's weird that they use Sam Morril's real name considering when this takes place. It's like I guess he wanted promotion, which I get, but because the guy is like I role play this, and he laughs, and he goes, and then my wife is this, and it's also not funny, but everyone laughs at that, and it's like why is that a punchline? Because then he actually has a punchline and everybody laughs. And it's like, okay, everyone was still early. Does everyone have Arthur's disease?
They were probably told, like, oh, be real generous with the laughs.
Yeah. Did you notice his note? This is where he wrote always incorrectly. Did you notice the note in his journal?
No.
Sexy jokes, always funny.
Nice.
Always, of course, spelled Alwaze.
Very good.
I have a question here. Questions. Is Joaquin Phoenix right-handed writing left-handed here so he can look crazier?
I wonder.
Because I believe he's writing with his left hand. And it's obviously sloppy as shit, but I think that's on purpose. And I think he's right-handed writing lefty. Because that's what my handwriting looks when I try to write left-handed.
I mean, it's a very Joaquin Phoenix thing to do.
It's also a very smart thing to do for this movie. I think it works well.
Yeah.
To show that this man is not the brightest.
Yeah.
Sophie rings his bell and asks, hey, were you following me?
Yeah, like her response to everything he says here, it is abundantly clear that this is in his mind.
Right, because he responds, I have a gun. I can come back. And she's like,
Yeah.
I was like,
And and like that is a kind of funny joke to make,
right.
but you, you're not the guy, you're not the guy to make that joke and get away with it. Yeah.
And he's really hung up on this gun thing with her.
Yeah.
Remember, you did the finger gun thing, so I'm gonna get a real gun.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Also, the finger gun thing. Think that's an homage to Taxi Driver?
Oh, probably. Except they do
Yeah.
it a fucking 1,000 times in this.
Well, yeah, it's because this movie's not.
It's
This
heavy-handed.
movie's not very subtle, is it, Rami?
No, no. Fleck is working as a clown for sick children. His piece just falls out the bottom of his pant leg, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Just the gun.
Like a clown dropping a gun in the middle of an act at a children's hospital is objectively funny.
And then throughout the movie, he keeps trying to tell people, it's part of my act.
Yeah, it's a prop.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
They should have leaned into making this a comedy. They really should have. They should have made this a dark comedy.
I would argue that no, there's too few and far between, but there are good jokes in here that I'm like, and good bits. Like I'm into them. But yeah. I mean, it's like Joaquin is very good at physical comedy as well, because like when he drops the gun, he's like, oh no, and he kicks it by accident, like while he's trying to pick it up. That adds to it like tenfold. It's just even more funny because he did that.
It really, and you're right. He's great at physical comedy. That's a great way he really is.
And even his run throughout this entire movie is so distinct.
Yeah,
and like it's weird. Nobody runs like that.
It's a sloppy, unathletic, flailing run.
Yeah, and he does it for like blocks.
Right. Because he chases those kids for a while.
Yeah, and then later he runs, a whole bunch too. It's good.
He gets fired, understandably, and he just starts smashing his head against the telephone booth, and it breaks the glass. Ouchie is what I would say.
Yeah, ouch kabibbles.
Very good.
Yeah.
Fleck is on the subway. He sees some douchey guys bothering a woman. She looks him in the eye as to be like, be a man. Hulk.
He's dressed as a clown.
Yeah, I know. I could be dressed as a clown. I could be dressed as Sailor fucking Moon. If 3 dudes start doing that to a woman on a subway, you say, hey, cut it out. And you know what? You deal with the consequences of them beating the fucking shit out of you.
Wow, Robbie is a hero.
No, it's not being a hero. Right. It's the right thing to do. I don't care how you're dressed.
I agree with you.
Like, if you're a dude and you see 3 dudes bothering a lonely chick on the subway, and of course I have to be misogynistic and say chick, but still. My point stands. They're the weaker sex.
Uh-oh.
But like, no, you gotta step in, dude. And then he starts laughing and he's like, oh, ignore me, boys.
Yeah.
On your way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. Although, what a strange experience. Like, you're getting like harassed by these guys with fries, and like across the way there's a clown. There's just a clown sitting there.
Objectively terrifying if he just starts laughing.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess it does work because their attention is now on him, and she runs away.
Right, but like he's laughing and he's doing the thing he goes, oh, ignore me, no. You know what's got to be a new low though? Getting your ass beat by these guys singing show tunes to you, because they're singing "Send in the Clowns" and they're just pummeling him.
Yeah, I mean, he goes like for his bag to give him the card.
Yeah,
and they just start kicking the shit out of him. And it's like, boys, boys, relax. The first shot, maybe don't shoot him in the fucking face, but like, that's self-defense.
Right.
You could kick somebody to death, like.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You could absolutely kick someone to death. No,
yeah.
I don't blame him for that first shot.
Second shot, it's like, oh, okay.
They've backed off. Once they back off, you don't fire again.
Yeah. The third guy, though, that's murder.
Well, yeah,
That's murder, brother.
that's why they were just doing the Bernie. They were literally just be like, what if we made this a Bernie Getz thing? Because
Yeah.
his whole thing was him going, you don't look that hurt, and shooting one of them again.
Yeah, no, like looking back on that, it like that's a murder.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a judge, I'm not a police officer, but that's murder, brother.
The legal definition is once you've gone beyond self-defense, and once they're incapacitated,
Yeah.
you just you can get out of there, dude. You don't need to chase the other guy down and
Right.
empty the clip into him.
Right. So like that's the guy is running away and I thought it was very cool and tense how like the doors open on the subway and they both like are trying to
Yeah.
dodge each other. That was cool. But then Arthur's also a pretty good shot because he doesn't miss once.
No, and he's such a weakling. I'm surprised his body's not flying back every
Yeah.
time he shoots.
But like he shoots that guy has already been shot, right? He
Yeah.
got shot in like the ass or something. So he's like hobbling away and he gets shot again in the back and he starts crawling. And Arthur comes up to him and boom, 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 three more shots. Now the guy's dead. That's 7 shots. What kind of gun is that?
Oh, that's the old 7-shot revolver.
Apparently, so I looked it up. That is
Oh.
a thing. They're called 7 shooters. Turns out.
Oh, I was pretty close. That was not a bad guess.
Yeah, yeah. But I always thought, with a revolver, it's 6 and you're out. But he fired 7, so maybe it was a 7 shooter, or it's a continuity error.
Could be.
Yeah.
I liked the attention to detail that this immediately gave him tinnitus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
All of a sudden, he just heard the ringing, and he's like, "Oh fuck!
Yeah.
I'm deaf."
But see, he runs away, for like miles, it seems.
Yeah.
Again, doing his goofy run, and he gets to a public restroom and he dances to cello music.
Yeah, he's imitating the Murray Franklin movements that he saw.
Yeah, yeah. Now, out of curiosity, I looked up, like, what the hell does the dancing mean? And does it mean anything? And somebody posited that it's him gradually transforming into, like, what we know as the Joker.
Yeah, I could get that.
Right. Yeah, sure. I mean, he does seem to be freed once he kills these people. He's, like, more confident afterwards. He even says to the social worker, he's like, people are starting to notice.
Yeah.
It's like, that's kind of spooky. That's a spooky thing to say.
This is why I wonder if this is where the real ends in the movie, and then he goes off to jail. Because at the very end, we see him walking through the hallway of the psych ward to Arkham. Or I'm assuming he's in Arkham at that point.
Right.
And he has the blood on his footprints.
Yeah.
And that makes me wonder, like, did he get arrested right after this? And then everything we see going further is fake? Because this is where shit starts to get really surreal.
Yeah. I think all this happened.
I think so, too.
And I think what's implied in that last scene is that he kills the woman who's interviewing him. I think he's just like, I'm a murder boy now. And he just starts killing everybody.
Oh, Murder Boy Jones.
That was the working title before they settled on Joker.
Until they got the rights, they had to go with Murder Boy Jones.
Yeah, yeah.
Arthur gets home. He gets off the elevator. I'm assuming him and Sophie just live in the same building. That's what I've assumed.
Yeah, she lives like down the hall from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kiss and ultimately F. That's when, oh, this ain't real.
Right. And but again, this is him being awakened. He's like, "Oh shit, that I don't feel like absolute shit."
Boobies?
Boobies.
The next day, Fleck is cleaning out his locker. The other clowns are all talking about the murders, and all the dudes ask Fleck, "Hey, what about your gun?" And he's like, "Oh, Randall gave it to me."
Yeah. And he's like, "No, he didn't. Hey, you don't say that." Yeah.
And then we get the type of Joker I love. Because he goes, "I forgot to punch out." And then he literally punches the time clock until it falls off the wall.
Yeah.
That's my Joker.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. It's like clever, But like he doesn't really show anything. Like that scene seems to be a very different scene from everything else because Arthur is like capable of thought here. You know,
Right.
like he even crosses out. It says like don't forget to smile, and he forgets like. I mean he crosses out like
Forget.
forget to, or it's just
Yeah,
like don't smile.
don't smile. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't know, that's a very he is self-aware. You know, he even he there is a self-awareness to him.
That's why I wonder if everything he does that's smart or smooth or cool, if that's the fake stuff. Like if he just imagined himself doing that, like that would have been a good thing to do.
Right. Or you know, like I was watching this show about psychopaths and apparently like a lot of them are not bright. Like psychopaths and sociopaths tend not to be very intelligent. They just like operate in a very, very different way. Like everything's for self gain, and you know, like, and they do like they they ebb and flow in like awareness, you know, and social. I don't know. I think either it's weird writing or it's like accurate, like realistically, you know.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about what do you call them, sociopaths?
Psychopaths and sociopaths. Yeah.
Not real, fake.
Fake, he says.
Yeah, yeah.
He's sharpening a knife.
Fleck and his mother are watching TV. They're interviewing Thomas Wayne about the murders. He insults the murderer, and this just pisses Fleck off. He's like, oh, I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, I need to kill 3 kids.
But I think he expected everybody to be like, hooray, they're dead. Whoever
Right.
this is did a good thing.
Right. That's why I think a lot of the things he's envisioning of the people celebrating might not be real.
Right. Right. And that's the one thing I kind of liked about the Killing Joke is like it's not a reliable narrator because it's the Joker himself narrating.
Right.
And like while he's not narrating in this, it is told in his perspective like entirely.
Exactly.
So like it is unreliable in that way, and I like that. You know, it's a little ambiguous.
That's true. It is the ambiguously gay duo.
That's some pretty sick word association.
Is that
there.
what this is? Arthur is telling his social worker about the song he heard the other day. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're going to therapy talking about some song you listen to. Your therapist going, this is going to be the easiest money I've ever fucking made, brother.
Yeah. I did like how he just like calls her out. He's like, I don't think you fucking listen.
Yeah. She's like, I said all I have are negative thoughts. She goes, I heard you, you emo bitch.
But she like interrupts him. She's like, yeah, anyway, the city cut our funding, so this is it.
And I think she knew that was coming. That's why she was so indifferent earlier too.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she knew this was all coming.
It's also like an artistic choice that she is indifferent because that's, you know, this movie is saying people with mental illness are, you know, nobody gives a shit. And so that just plays into its, you know, the narrative that they're going with here, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're back at the comedy club. Arthur is about to go on stage. When the MC is dissing your introduction, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Because he says from a young age, he's wanted to bring laughter and joy to the world. And he goes, okay, dude. And everyone laughs. And it's like, just leave.
Now, I think objectively, not objectively, because it's all subjective, but it's a pretty decent alt comedy bit to like just get up as a stand-up and just start laughing.
If I saw this in person, I would have thought it was an Andy Kaufman bit.
Right. It's a very alternative comedy type thing to do.
But the problem is that's not what he's doing.
Right. But like if he just stuck with laughing, I think eventually the crowd would be like, that's pretty funny. You know? But then he tells his fucking whatever joke he tells.
Well, look at me now. It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh boy.
We also see a nude cutout that he has in his journal. It's like, why do you everyone saw that.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like scribbles. Like there's a difference between like a regular scribble and like a psycho scribble, where
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
boy, oh that guy was feeling something when he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was going through it.
Yeah.
This is when he starts to hallucinate because he thinks he sees Sophie there. And then he just starts to hallucinate that he's crushing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how the applause, like, it cuts it like the sound swells over the joke he's telling.
Yeah.
Like that was a good transitional scene, And that's Zazie Beetz, right?
Yes.
Previous episode, Deadpool 2.
Oh, that is true.
Look at that. He's done it.
They go on a quote unquote date, although it ain't real.
Yeah. Yeah. They make it clear that he is no longer on his meds.
Yes, because he asks his social worker, how am I going to get my medications? It's like, they don't work.
She's like, sucks, bro.
Have you seen yourself? You think your medicine's working, Arthur? You really think it's helping you?
That's the thing. Like,
you can't even keep a job as a sign spinning clown, and you think your medications are helping you. You fucking loser.
Well, here's the thing. It might, like, when he was on medicine, he wasn't killing people. And now, like, just being off the medicine, now he's like, I'm killing people and I'm loving it, brother. Let me tell you.
But he still only killed 3 people at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, but it was all an isolated incident.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he was justified in chasing down that 3rd guy.
I know for a fact that he wasn't.
But, like, I don't know. Like, it was an isolated incident. Blood's pumping. Listen, I'll be honest. I criticize, but in my if I was in that situation, I don't know what I would have done. You kill that first person, you don't know if you're going to get that fucking bloodlust, brother. Like, if there's 3 guys attacking me and I take out one, I don't know how I feel. I might just have to take out the other 2 just for the thrill of it.
Let's keep an eye on Robbie.
Or you know what you want to do? You want to leave one guy alive, but like scarred, so he could tell you so he could tell everyone, like, don't fuck with me.
Again, let's keep an eye on Robbie.
But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, you don't know in that situation if, like, you're just gonna go mad.
I mean, I've never killed a man.
Yes, but
so
you've also, to my knowledge, you've also never been having the shit kicked out of you by 3 guys on a subway at night whilst having a gun.
Right. I have, like, there are moments in my life where I've seen red, and, like, I come out the other side and I'm like,
All you're telling people is that you're not colorblind.
Actually, the only color I can see is red.
That's not good.
Yeah. Life is difficult.
You'd be a terrible bull.
Yeah.
That's why you always sit in the chair in the corner.
It's true.
How did we get here?
Murder.
Yeah, you brought us on this weird journey because you want to kill people.
I brought us Robbie. It's the Joker.
Oh, no. There's a headline about Chernobyl in the papers, it looks like. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Because at the bottom it says something about a disaster in the Ukraine. I just assumed they were talking about Chernobyl.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sophie says, fuck them about the dead kids. And this is where I was like, oh, they're probably hallucinating. Because the rest of Gotham wouldn't know that he was being a fucking vigilante. He also wasn't being a vigilante, but still.
Right.
Fleck comes home and he dances with his mom. They're watching the end of Franklin Murray's late night show, and it must be the most expensive late night show in history because the closing theme is Sinatra's That's Life.
Yeah. Although, like, he's probably, like, in this universe, probably friends with Sinatra. And Sinatra's like, yeah, you could use that. I
guess. I'm just thinking, if you're using that as your everyday closing theme song.
Yeah, that's big bucks.
That's a lot of money. And now and every day we're going to claim the show with Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones.
Wow. You remember when Conan went off the air?
Yeah.
He did that expensive bit.
That's a real Picasso.
Yeah. That was great stuff.
Fleck reads a letter that his mother wrote to Thomas Wayne. It's revealed she believes that Thomas is Arthur's dad. Arthur is pissed, understandably so.
Yeah.
We also learned that Fleck's mom had to sign an NDA or something, but we also don't know if any of that's real, brother.
Exactly.
This is where Fleck is on the train because he's on his way to Wayne Manor, and we see all the headlines about Vigilante Clown, but again, we don't know if that's real or not.
Right.
He goes to Wayne Manor. He sees Bruce Wayne and immediately puts on the red nose.
Bruce has some pretty terrible stranger danger instincts.
Awful.
Like fucking the worst.
Arthur does the most basic magic for this kid. And he's basically in his van.
Well, he was nowhere near the gate. And then Arthur walks up to the gate and Bruce is like, "Oh, what's going on, fella? What's your deal?"
"Hi, mister. Can I come with you for some reason? I'm just going to touch you. I'm going to make you smile. I'm going to put my hands in your mouth."
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just going to stand there.
This man grabs your face and makes you smile, and your instinct is to just, "Oh, I'll just stay here." Brother, you're supposed to be one of the smartest people on earth.
Those detective skills have not been developed yet.
Not yet. No, your parents need to die, apparently.
Alfred shows up, and he's like, "Get the fuck away from here, you weirdo." Understandably so.
Yeah, everybody's reaction to Arthur, for the most part, is like justified. Like on the Wayne's part, I mean. Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfred should have called the police here.
He should have, yeah. Also, it kind of points more toward the mom telling the truth, the way he reacts to him being like, "Oh, I'm Penny Fleck's son." Like the way he reacts kind of leans more toward the mom telling the truth.
I didn't think so.
Really?
Because I thought the way he was like, "Oh my God, this fucking lady again." It's like,
yeah, it
no.
could be seen as that. Yeah.
It's like, we've been getting her letters constantly. She was an insane human being.
Yeah. I mean, that's the ambiguity again. I kind of like that.
Yeah. The only problem is it makes me wonder, is like, did I watch this movie for no reason? Did any of this happen? And then I remember, oh wait, movies aren't real.
That's not true, Robbie.
Uh-oh. Fleck gets home, and his mother is being taken away by an ambulance because two detectives approached her, and that gave her a stroke, apparently. Because while he's at the hospital, the two detectives start talking to him, and she's like, "She had a stroke." It's like, your mom was weak, dude. Your mom was on death's door.
Yeah, I did like how at the end of that scene, he goes to walk away and he smacks into the door. That was funny.
I know.
That was very funny.
The cops are totally on to Fleck as the subway killer. We see Sophie and Fleck in his mom's hospital room, but we find out later on it's not real.
But of course.
In the hospital, Murray Franklin is on TV, and it's apparently the proto Tosh.0, because they're just airing viral videos now.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't think this movie was set in the 80s until later, like in the script writing process, and they were like, "Oh, wait." Because it would make sense if that video went viral.
Right.
But they don't. It's the 80s. So
also,
they're like, "Oh, shit."
He took the stage on, like, open mic night. Who's filming people at an open mic night? And that quality.
Yeah. Also, it is very clear that this man is irregular.
Yeah, he hasn't shit in weeks.
Yeah, this dude needs Activia stat.
Yeah, call Jamie Lee Curtis to play Catwoman.
I mean, it's not a bad casting for back then, you know?
I was going to say back then. I was like, hey, she could play an older Catwoman. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
She's also Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, get an IV of Activia. Because, brother, you're irregular.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what they're also saying in the movie. Like, people are mean. You know? Like, again, they don't care about mentally ill people. So, like,
I think we see later on the Murray Franklin show doesn't give a fuck about offending people.
Oh, not at all. But like Murray instead like he sees Murray as his dad. Yeah. And Murray, rather than embracing him from the tape, he mocks him. And I think that's a big turning point in Arthur. I think that's where he's like, I'm gonna keep killing because it feels good.
Well, his initial reaction is to kill himself
Right.
because he's mortified, rightfully so, when they start airing the video. And this is where he starts to realize, I bombed.
Yeah. I don't do good.
I thought I crushed it. He also just abandons his mom because he goes to this protest at Wayne Hall, and the security sucks because he just walks right in. There's like a
Yeah,
small distraction, and he's right in there.
The dumbest guy there got in.
Yeah. He follows Thomas Wayne into the bathroom and just watches him take a piss.
Yeah.
All right.
Thomas Wayne's reaction to Arthur, I think, is perfectly justified.
Yeah.
If anything, a little too nice.
I think Thomas Wayne's going, oh, this guy's not okay.
Well, that and like he punches him, and afterwards he says, "Don't like stay the fuck away from my son. Like, don't you put your hands on my kid."
Yeah.
Like, if anything, his reaction was pretty tame.
Yeah. You democrated my kid. That's putting your hands on a kid.
Very good. Very, very good. But like, yeah, I mean,
His first reaction should have been to punch him just for putting his hands on his kid. His first reaction
yeah,
should have
because
been
like as soon as he's like, you were at my house the other day, and he's like, yeah, I would have fucking assaulted him right there.
that. But this whole time, Wayne's like, you were adopted. I'm not your dad. For whatever reason, they let this mentally ill woman adopt you.
So again, it could be a cover up, but it also could be real,
Right. I think we're not supposed to believe anything.
Yeah, it's all up in the air.
At home, Fleck gets a message from detectives who want to ask him some questions. This is when we see him just get in the fridge for some reason.
Yeah, skip.
Yeah. He gets a call from the Murray Franklin show. They want him to be on the guest. Then he goes to Arkham State Hospital. And we meet Brian Tyree Henry at the records desk. And he's very conspicuously, he's like, I did something. I have a secret. I was like, oh, he killed those kids. He killed those guys.
Yeah, and he's like, I feel like Brian Tyree Henry is playing this very well.
Yeah.
Like, very believable. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm so low on the totem pole. Like, what do I do about this guy?
And you see him start to feel bad for him, and then he starts reading what his mom was in for, and he goes, yeah, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm actually not allowed to release these.
Yeah.
And I did like how Arthur just yanks him out of his hand and does his clowny run.
Yeah.
Love it.
Until he just gets in a stairwell, and he's like, I can read it here, I guess.
Yeah, and then he cries.
Yeah, because we see flashbacks of his mom in therapy, and she's like, Thomas Wayne made all that up.
Yeah.
Because she was lobotomized.
Hmm.
Let's say that. She was lobotomized.
Yeah.
I'd rather have this bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy.
Hey!
That's an old-timey joke for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like how in the flashback, like you see her and you see Arthur like now, but in the background. That was cool.
Yes.
Again, Arthur... I mean, Joaquin is in literally every scene in this movie, but one, and we'll get to that.
It's funny. I am waiting with bated breath to know what scene you're talking
about. You'll know as soon as I start to describe it. You will know.
Okay.
And you'll be like, oh, that's right. That is the worst scene in this movie.
Fleck goes into Sophie's home. The music is super intense here as he starts touching all her kids' drawings and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't like any of this.
No, it was really weird. She finds him on the couch. He does the weird finger gun to the head, and that's when we get all the confirmation that all the scenes with her were a hallucination.
Right. So first off, I like the way Zazie Beetz plays this. Like, she immediately turns to empathy because she's like, I think you're in the wrong apartment. Like, do I need to call somebody? Is your mom home? Like, she's a good person. What I didn't like about it is that the movie thinks you're a fucking idiot and it plays all those scenes back and she wasn't there. It is very clear by her
Yeah.
reaction that she was never there.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, I did not like that. And I also did he here's a question. Did he kill her?
No, I don't think so.
He just like walked out?
I'd hope so. I
Yeah, I hope
hope
he didn't
so.
do something bad.
She's apparently in the sequel. According to IMDb, she is in the sequel.
Hmm.
So that's
Interesting.
something.
That is
That's
something.
something.
That is something.
Fleck sits in his apartment. He's laughing uncontrollably, and a man knocks on the wall. He's like, "Stop it! Stop laughing!
Yeah.
Whatever you're watching can't be that funny." At the hospital, Fleck rambles about being unhappy and smothers his mother to the druthers.
What the fuck is a druther?
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know. It's a word I've heard before.
And smothers his mother to the druthers. I gotta tell you, Robbie was so excited.
It didn't work.
It
It didn't work at all. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense at all.
What is
It's a person's preference in a matter. So I guess his preference would be to kill his fucking mom, brother.
Yeah, to smother his mother to death. Yeah, there you go.
You know what's funny? My note is just smothers his mother. I didn't have into the druthers written down. I didn't need to say that. It wasn't written.
Listen, Robbie is an improv master.
Is that what the word you'd use? Master?
Masturbator.
Ooh.
Dude's cranking it to improv all the time.
Why not? I go to Pornhub and I type in improv and like, all right, this is what you want. All right, I'm looking for a sex act. Arthur is rehearsing his appearance on Live with Murray Franklin, but he's just practicing his like introduction and the interview, even though they told him, hey, you might do some of your act.
Yeah. Well, he does. If you watch the video he has on, he's like moving verbatim how the guest is.
Oh,
That's
yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to come up in my trivia later about what that guest's name is. I wonder. Who I do I who? What's in my Wonder Ball?
That's two times. That's two times, everybody.
Fleck dyes his hair green and dances around the bathroom to That's Life.
Yep.
While he's doing his makeup, he like brushes it on his tongue. Is that safe? That can't be non-toxic.
That's got to be like making him a little more insane, you know?
Yeah. You have lead poisoning.
Yeah.
That's what caused this whole thing.
Yeah, he's been eating his makeup.
You've been eating paint for 35 years, Arthur.
Yeah.
Fleck finds a picture of his mom, and on the back it says something like, I love your smile. TW. That makes him really mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of Fleck's old coworkers show up. It's Gary and Randall. Randall, the guy who gave him a gun, and Gary, the little guy. Little guy Gary.
Little Britishman.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is British.
No.
He stabs the shit out of Randall. And then he's like, Gary, you can go. You've always been nice to me.
Yeah.
This was so funny.
This was very funny. Yeah.
Hey, Arthur. Can you get the... Oh, yeah. Sorry, Gary. And he just gets up and locks. I was dying.
Yeah, and like even when he kills Randall, Gary is like, "What, Arthur? What are you doing, Arthur? What are you doing that?" I thought that was very funny.
His reaction sounds like an NPC in a PS3 game.
Yeah, like if you punch like in GTA, like if you punch a random bystander, somebody else is like, "What are you, come on, man, that's my sister," or whatever. You know?
Why are you doing that, Arthur? Why? It's like he's dead. You should be. I also like that he's just cowering. He's like, which is understandable because he knows.
I would too.
Yeah, he knows he can't get out because Arthur's killing at least one of them when he locks the door.
Right. There's also like, did Gary go to the police?
I don't know. The police were already onto him at this point.
Right, but he had time to like put on the rest of his makeup and get in that spiffy red suit and dance on the stairs. You know?
I'm going to be honest. I don't think Gary went to the police, and I say that because if I witnessed a murder, and then the guy let me go because I've always been nice to him, I don't know if my first move would be to the cops, brother. I don't know. I can't tell you it would be. I cannot tell you for certain that my first action there would be to go to the police.
Hmm.
I'd be scared I'd be scared shitless if I watched someone murder another human being in cold blood, because it wasn't preempted by anything. It wasn't like they were in a fight.
Right.
This guy, we came there to cheer him up. We brought him a bottle of booze, and he stabbed him repeatedly in the throat, seemingly out of nowhere. And then he lets me live because I was nice to him? No. The police station is not my first destination.
We're learning a lot about Robbie today.
I'm going to be honest. In that situation, I'm moving. I'm gone. You'll never see me again. Arthur Fleck would never see me again in that situation. I'd be gone. It'd be like a mob boss telling me to get out of his town. You know what? Sure, I'm moving across the country.
I think I'd probably go to the police because I don't know Arthur very well. And like his boss said when he fired him, he's like, Arthur, you make people uncomfortable. You're weird. People don't like it. And he definitely would have made me uncomfortable. And as soon as I saw him kill a guy in front of me, I'd be like, you know what? I think others need to know about this.
Hey, listen, that's
snitches
fair.
get stitches, and I'll take them.
No. That is not snitching. I need to. There's a difference. That statement does not apply to a witness to a crime.
Okay.
That statement applies to if you assist in a crime.
Yeah, and then you tell.
Yeah. If you see someone get attacked on the subway, you're not a snitch. You're a witness.
Right.
But I don't know. I'd be too scared. Also, just to backtrack, because you mentioned when his former boss was saying all this shit to him, like nobody likes you. That was also really funny because he starts to like zone out and like all the sounds and the talking gets muffled, and you just hear it's supposed to be like, yeah, everyone thinks you're strange. Nobody likes you. They think you're a piece of shit. You got a little dick. You come really fucking quickly. Nobody here like. It's like, okay, man.
And he's got a smile on his face too, like as he's saying all this stuff to him. Like Arthur is getting a smile. I thought that was pretty funny.
We then see him dancing to Rock and Roll Part 2 by Gary Glitter down the stairs. And aside from how iconic this scene became, for better or for worse, you're not as big a sports fan as I am. In fact, so I don't know if you're going to know about this, but do you remember the stranglehold that song had on sports culture in this country?
I do,
Until everyone found out what a terrible man Gary Glitter is.
I think the cops here are really fucking stupid. Because they're at the very top of the steps and they're like, hey, Arthur. And he's like, huh? Oh, shit. And he starts running like, all right, you couldn't have said, hey, Arthur, when you were like way closer to him.
They should have looked at each other and goes, okay, he's dancing. Let's just quietly walk behind him and grab him.
Cuff him. Yeah.
And cuff him. Because he's just dancing on the stairs.
Yeah.
He's right there. As he's running, we get a movie trope that I think I'm officially sick of. And it's the guy running from something, getting hit by a car, and just walking it off.
Yeah, had nothing to do with anything. Like, had no repercussions.
Right.
Nothing.
Arthur escapes onto a subway. Everyone is dressed as a clown for the protest or the rally.
This was good. I like this.
Yeah, I do like this. And I think what this does is, you know how the Joker always has, like, goons?
Yeah.
I think this is this movie's way of giving the Joker goons without giving him goons, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're more like edgings.
Very good. And I liked how it immediately escalates. Like, they're like, hey, police. And like all the people in this movement are like, fuck the police.
Yes.
Like, so immediately they're outnumbered and shit goes sideways. Somebody gets shot.
Yeah, because the cop wrestles with the guy, and then the cop's gun goes off, and all the civilians start beating the shit out of the cops. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Pretty fucking cool. I like how, like, he gets out, and he's like, the cop is looking at him, and Arthur does a little dance. He's just like, hey, I'll see you later. This shot is really cool, I think, of him smoking the cigarette as he walks out of the subway while all the cops run in. Yeah, like the slow-mo walk. It's good.
Yeah. This is where I realized I was like, oh, this Joker design is actually pretty sick.
It is, but the thing, like, if you just look at the rest of the movie and look at the guy in the suit, like Arthur's not cool,
No.
you know?
Well, that's the
But
thing. All of a
like
sudden, he's becoming cool because he's just hallucinating that he's cool.
right. And he kind of like fell into all this, you know?
Right.
And I think that's funny in itself. Like imagine leading a movement by accident, like that's funny.
It is. Imagine if they just made this a comedy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's up to you. It could just be a comedy if you look at it like that, you know?
No, because like you said before, there's not. It's too far between the actual jokes in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they leaned into the actual comedy in this, they could have had something here. A dark comedy, as in the vein of like Death to Smoochie as Joker, is good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it looks good. And I thought they would have went with the purple suit, but red, damn, looks good,
Yeah.
brother. And I do like how there is like the blue makeup on his eye is smudged a little bit and it looks like a little tear. I was like, that's a pretty good
Yeah.
touch.
I like that it runs all the way down past his lip. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's cool.
The Joker is in his dressing room. He's approached by Murray and his agent, Mark Maron. I didn't catch his name in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like credited at the end, like Mark Maron as. It's like he was in the movie for like 8 seconds.
I know. They all question why he's dressed like a clown. Fair enough. He's like, 2 cops are dead. These guys are dead. You're running. He's like, I'm not political, Murray. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I like I mean, he's Bobby De Niro, you know?
Yeah, he's really. I mean,
Good stuff.
again, he's good. He brought it here. He was trying here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before he's introduced, they play the clip of Fleck's awful stand-up one more time. He comes dancing out, cigarette in his mouth. He kisses Dr. Shelley, that was her name, I believe, on the mouth.
Yeah.
This is weird, but I do think the beginning of this, just like the stand-up routine being a good Andy Kaufman bit, this would be a funny bit on a talk show.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You know, just to rewind a hair.
And then I'm going to rewind the tortoise, and I'm going to win, brother.
Wow. Wow. Right after Murray and Mark Maron greet Arthur, and he tells them to call him Joker,
Yeah.
and then they leave, he takes a gun out and puts it to his chin.
Yeah.
Now, I think if they hadn't done that, him shooting Robert De Niro would have been a little more of a surprise.
See, I disagree, because I think his original plan was to kill himself on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened was they showed the clip of his stand-up again.
Yeah, and he got mad again.
And I think that's what happened, because when he's in his home and he's rehearsing, he's constantly pulling the gun on himself.
Right.
It's always on himself.
Yeah.
And I think the end, for me at least, that was a bigger surprise that he then, because he was mad, it changed my thinking of, oh, I thought he was going to do this, but instead, oh, he shoots Murray because he was angry. It just changed course of his plan.
Right.
Because I think up until this point, his plan is still suicide.
I agree.
I'm
I
sorry.
would agree with that.
Unaliving himself.
Very good. Very good. Now we could play this on TikTok.
Yeah, very good.
Here's a quick question.
Questions.
Where and when did he get more bullets?
It's the early 80s.
Yeah, they're just in the street.
Yeah.
Pick him up, put him in your gun.
I just assume, like, in Gotham City, because apparently it's just a crime-ridden shithole.
That's true. Yeah. You just go to the
Like-
corner store, like, yeah, let me get a pack, a pack of cigarettes, and let me get some 9mm.
Right. Exactly. Like, those are things that I don't even worry about. Like,
Yeah.
he got ammo somewhere. Who cares?
Yeah.
Murray asks Joker to tell a joke. This knock-knock joke made me laugh so hard.
What was it again? It was something
When
about a
he
drunk
goes,
driver killed
"Yeah,
your son or
It's
something.
police. Your son has been killed by a drunk driver. If a clown went on a talk show and made that joke, I would have pissed myself laughing.
I did like how Murray's like, come on, why are you saying that? Come on.
Well, because I think at first it's going, oh, that's he. I think Murray's going, oh, he's actually trying to do dark humor.
Yeah, yeah,
And then as Murray pushes back, he admits to killing the kids on the subway.
yeah,
And he goes, those kids died. It's the iconic, I do. And I'm tired of pretending it's not.
yeah. And I like how as soon as he admits it, you see Mark Maron in the back, and he's like giving the signal, like, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. And Murray looks at him and he's like, no, no, let's. This is good TV, you know?
Yes. I really like this scene. For me, this climactic scene is the best scene in the movie.
I agree.
It's really intense. Phoenix and De Niro arguing here. I love when he goes, comedy is subjective, Murray.
Yeah. I also really like where he's like, people are awful. And he's like, and he turns to Murray and he's like, you're awful, Murray.
Yeah.
You're awful. And he's like, I'm awful. What did I do? He's like, you played my video.
Yeah. You brought me
You
on
made
here
fun
to
of me.
make fun of me.
Yeah. And Murray doesn't really have anything to say about that. And that's pretty cool. But what I don't like is them spelling it out for you in this scene. Because, like,
Society.
yeah,
Yeah.
like society made me because people don't care about mentally ill people, and I'm on the fringes of society, and nobody cares, and that's why I'm here, and blam. Like, I did like how he told it like a joke. He says, what do you get when you take, a mentally ill person whose society's forgotten?
Well, if that was all he did, that's fine. But the whole monologue before that, where he
Yeah,
just
it's
shouts at you the message of the movie,
right.
it's like,
It's
oh, cool. They're telling, not showing.
right. And everything else in this scene, like you said, is A plus. I like
Yeah.
everything else. But don't spell it out for me. Like, come on.
Yeah, just use the joke line because it leads to you get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, blam. That's good stuff.
Then he shoots him again in the chest, just for good measure.
He does. Well, everybody's like panicking and stuff, and then he like grabs the camera.
Yes. And he goes to do Murray's outro when he goes,
Yeah.
that's lot, and it cuts him off.
Yeah. That was good.
And I also like that it pans out and we just see all the screens.
Yeah. And you see the full thing of him doing, like he says, you see him mouthing, that's life, and then he gets tackled.
Yeah.
That was good.
Cream's White Room starts playing as Joker is driven away in a cop car. I don't know why they opted for this one. This was weird. Am I wrong?
I think it's oddly placed because earlier we see him in a white room. And not, it's not a good needle drop just because, oh, he's in a white room, but let's play white room.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not in a white room with black curtains.
That's true. At the station.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. Objectively, Clapton's best work was in Cream. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Cream rocks.
Cream's fucking fire, brother.
But I just thought it was a really weird needle drop to be like, all of a sudden, it's like the only other pop song we've heard in this that was like a rock and roll tune was Rock and Roll Part 2. I had to do it. And so just to have White Room start playing, it's like, why? Why are we doing this?
Right. Then like he's in the car and then there's a big smash.
Yeah, the cops are admonishing him for laughing at everything, and a stolen ambulance just fucking rams that cop car.
Yeah. And again, like these masses, they don't seem very bright because we're gonna help him escape by totaling the car he's in the early 80s. No airbags, brother, you're dead.
Oh yeah, and they just lay him on top of the car.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know if he's dead, but if he's not, that would be cool.
But like, what's the plan there then? Because they just leave him.
Yeah, and then he gets up, and I like how he makes the smile with the blood in his mouth. That was pretty cool.
And you know what I'm now realizing?
What?
I know what you mean by what the worst scene in the movie is.
Oh, it's when they kill the Waynes for the 900th time.
Yeah, because my note for that is literally just we watched the Waynes get killed, and then I moved on, and then I moved
Yeah.
on because
Well,
we've seen it,
yeah, too many times.
and
And like we've been talking about, this entire movie has Arthur every scene. It is his perspective. And for
yeah,
some reason, we get plucked out of his perspective and we watch the Waynes die again.
and this
Ooh.
just that just felt like a studio note. No, you have to have the
Yeah,
Waynes
it did.
die.
It did.
If you have a young Bruce Wayne, the Waynes have to die.
Right. Somebody was like, you know what would be cool? If you killed the Waynes. This way people would see that this is connected to Batman.
Right. Honestly, have the Waynes already be dead in this movie.
Don't even mention, maybe just like a passing reference. Like, oh, the Waynes built a hospital or whatever, you know?
If you want the whole thing with the mom and Thomas Wayne, have her whole thing be fighting the Wayne estate,
Sure.
not Thomas Wayne himself. Because at least then there's no chance of getting a DNA test. That's, you know what I mean? So she has no one to
Right.
turn to. Because if at least
Yeah.
if she has nowhere to go, there's more reason for her to be fucking losing it.
Yeah, I don't think they needed really any Wayne stuff in this.
No, I agree with you, but
I
they had to
enjoy the
shoehorn it in.
right. I enjoy the ambiguity of it, but I think if they took it out, it wouldn't affect the movie.
How old were Thomas and Martha Wayne when they had Bruce in this universe? Because they're old people for having an 8-year-old. Especially
Yeah, I don't
because
know.
fucking Arthur Fleck's like 50.
Is he?
Look how old he is.
I think he looks older because he's so like gaunt.
All right,
You
he's
know?
at least in his 30s.
Yeah.
And like the Waynes are old in this.
They are, yeah. I
Was
don't know.
Bruce adopted?
What if Arthur Fleck becomes Batman in this universe? Because
I mean,
he's Thomas Wayne's real son.
I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm already like 1 foot out the door on this universe, brother.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in the next one just because, Lady Gaga. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Joker laughs his ass off in a psych ward. He makes us wonder if any of this was all real. His therapist asks what's so funny. He says she wouldn't get it. And then he sings That's Life as he walks away. There's blood on the bottom of his shoes, and I didn't know why.
I figured he killed her. And then he's walking away, and then you see him getting chased by a guard in the background, which I thought was funny.
Yes. Okay, that's a good point. I didn't even put those two and two together because I'm an idiot.
I mean, that could be in his head. I don't know. But yeah. What'd you think? What'd you think, Robbie?
I think this movie is very boring at times, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Uh, I go back and forth between if I think this is a bad movie or like a good movie. Because I
Yeah.
think the acting is really good. I think they made the movie they wanted to make. I think it stumbles constantly over its message by just making Arthur Fleck not a likable guy.
Right. He's like not relatable.
Yeah, like you can't grab a child. And I'm not going to be rooting for that guy. I'm just not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but at the
yeah.
same time I go, you're not supposed to root for him because he's the fucking Joker. Like
Right. And I think the whole him grabbing the child thing is because he sees the estate. He sees the kid and he's like, this could have been me. So I
right.
think, they're doing something there, but at the same time, you are correct. You can't touch a kid, man. Not on the face. What are you doing?
And they do this thing with his mom that I just don't feel like it goes anywhere.
Yeah, that's where I think it stumbles. I think
Because like we're supposed to empathize with his mom, but she was convicted of child endangerment and letting her boyfriends beat the shit out of him.
right.
And like judging by how he looks, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Even if the adoption thing isn't true, all that stuff seems to very much be true.
Right. And I think again they're saying something about mental illness and, nobody cares about them. But I don't know. It's like really heavy-handed and I don't know. It's just like Not saying that it has to be comic booky, but this is the least comic book movie that's ever been.
I'm totally fine with that. I think they wanted to do something artistic, and they really, really tried.
I'm all for big swings. Yeah, like big artistic swings. Like, sure,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I just didn't really love the result here.
Yeah, no, I am in agreement. I was back and forth on it, and it's a great
Yeah.
we're having this conversation.
Is it because of Letterboxd?
It is because of Letterboxd.
Wow. Robbie, let me ask you a question. We previous episode Taxi Driver. This shares a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Which do you think is a better movie?
I've seen Taxi Driver once. I've seen this twice. I think I like this one more than Taxi Driver
Yeah.
because I thought Taxi Driver was incredibly boring, and you also had a 12-year-old prostitute in it, and that's icky.
Yeah.
Icky,
I
icky makes me sicky.
Icky Vicky. Ew, ew.
Nice.
Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And then his other big hit,
My shiny teeth and me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. But,
It's funny. I was watching that the other day because Jazz Chisholm, he plays for the Yankees. He was talking about his grill, and they asked him about it. He goes, "Oh, it's because on the show Fairly Odd Parents, Chip Skylark, blah blah blah." And he goes, "This whole story." So
Wow.
I was telling my dad and I were talking about that, and I told him I was like, "Oh yeah." After he said that, I just had to put that episode on. And out of all the things my father likes, he goes, "Oh, Fairly Odd Parents, that was such a good show. Where do you stream that?"
It was a good show.
Oh, that show's awesome. That had one of the funniest lines ever when he goes, "You've lived a good life." He goes, "I'm only 10." He goes, "I said good, not long."
Yeah.
That show, those first like 4 or 5 seasons are incredible.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
But I derailed us to talk about that.
No, you're good. I would agree though. I think this is a little more enjoyable than Taxi Driver. And it's really because Taxi Driver is so gritty
Yeah.
and like disturbing that it doesn't, like, I don't know, call me a bitch, but like it's not entertainment for me. It's just like this is nasty and I don't like it.
Well, yeah, and it's also like there's no comedy in Taxi Driver that I remember. There's at least comedy in this.
Yeah.
They lighten it a little bit, which they kind of have to do for a movie called Joker.
Right. And I mean, it's got ties to something I'm familiar with, you know.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't love either of them.
No,
You
I
know.
agree.
What would you give this?
I was leaning towards 2.5 stars. I think this is right in the middle of the fucking road, brother.
I think that's fair.
All right, that's what I'm going to do because, like I said, I was going back and forth on whether or not this was good or bad, whether I liked it or not. And I was like, you know what? If that's what I'm arguing, it's a middle of the road movie.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember the pacing being fucking abysmal, but upon second watch, I was like, the pacing's not, the worst.
No.
Yeah, there are moments like the fridge and him laughing for a little too long, where it's like, let's go, guys. But let's go, girls. Bam, bam,
Oh,
bam.
no. I have 5 trivia.
Oh shit! I got 4.
Oh, I'll go first.
That's 9 trivia.
That is 9 trivia. That's good math. That is good math.
Thanks, man. I've been practicing.
Very good. Practicing your basic math, huh?
Yeah.
Going to college for addition.
Gotta stay sharp. Yep. I'm majoring in addition.
Very nice.
1 through 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
According to Arthur's social worker, he is on how many medications? 4, 7, 9, or 10?
7?
It is 7, yes.
Wow. I've done it. One of them, Tylenol.
I don't think that counts.
What a waste. Gary Gulman does a bit from which of his comedy albums? Boyish Man? Conversations with inanimate objects? No Can Defend? Or In This Economy?
No can defend.
Correct.
Oh, look at me.
Holy shit. Big Gary Gulman fan, are you?
I only know a little bit of his stuff. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
he's good. He's good.
What's the name of Murray Franklin's band leader? Eli Drake, Ellis Burke, Eli Cottonwood, Ellis Drain.
Eli, you said Burke?
There's Eli Drake, Ellis Burke, Eli Cottonwood, Ellis Drain.
Go Ellis Burke.
It is not Ellis Burke. That was a former Major League Baseball player.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Eli Cottonwood or whatever.
No, it is not Eli Cottonwood. That is the former WWE wrestler who wrestled on the NXT brand.
Wow. Okay.
Is it Eli Drake or Ellis Drain?
Ellis Drain.
It is Ellis Drain.
Hey.
Eli Drake was a wrestler in TNA. He is now the WWE's LA Knight.
Is TNA tits and ass?
No, it's total nonstop action wrestling.
Oh.
But in 2002, it was supposed to be like tits and ass.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Who did Warner Brothers want to direct this movie? Was it Martin Scorsese, Todd Phillips, Quentin Tarantino, or the Coen brothers?
Was it Scorsese?
It was.
Yeah, figured.
Yeah. They said, hey, can you do that thing, but like with a licensed character?
I feel like De Niro read this script and went, I think I did this movie already.
Yeah, he was like, I've done this movie 3 times. This is, Raging Bull, King of Comedy, and Taxi Driver.
What an easy payday.
Hey.
I can't wait to work with Scorsese again. Ooh. What subway station does Fleck kill the last guy at? 9th Ave, Gotham Square, 47th Street, or Kane Street?
Kane Street.
It is not Kane Street.
Damn it. 9th.
It is 9th. The Kane one was a good red herring, right?
It was.
You thought it'd be an Easter egg.
Yeah.
But they're not smart enough to do that in this movie.
Robbie.
I'm smarter than everybody.
Robbie. Who did Warner Brothers want for the role of Arthur Fleck? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio, Willem Dafoe, Joaquin All Along, or Bill Skarsgård?
Joaquin All Along.
No, it's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Huh.
Because they wanted,
Yeah, they wanted Leo.
They wanted Scorsese and his muse for a long time.
Who is the animal expert that will be Murray Franklin's guest? Is it Bill Short, Hugh Little, Charlie Small, Ted Tiny?
It was Bill Short.
It is not Bill Short.
Huh. Little. Guy Little.
Yeah, it is You Little.
You Little.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what girls say to you when you take off your pants. They go, You Little.
You Little, man.
What a sophomore thing to say.
That's the Royds Review podcast, baby.
I'm 35 years old.
Joaquin's Oscar win is the second time an actor has won Best Actor for playing the
Is
Joker.
the answer Heath Ledger?
No.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna take that again because it's all bot.
I was like, you're struggling. I'm gonna shout out an answer here.
All right. Joaquin's Oscar win is the second time an actor has won an Oscar for playing the Joker. The first, of course, being Heath Ledger. What is the other character that was portrayed by 2 different actors who won the Oscar for their portrayal of this character? I'm not giving multiple choice because that'll give it away.
The other character?
Yes.
Who was portrayed by 2 different people, and they both won Oscars for that character.
Yes, I'll give you a hint.
Hold on. Is it... I don't know the name of the character that I'm about to guess here, so I'm going to name the actors, if that's okay.
Sure.
Is it Jeff Bridges and John Wayne?
No.
Oh, that was a good guess.
You're thinking
though.
True Grit, though, right?
I was thinking True Grit.
Yeah. Smart. Would you like a hint?
Sure.
We have covered the movie. The movies.
Dude. Okay. Yes. It's okay. It's Corleone. It's The Godfather.
Yeah. It
okay.
is. Marlon Brandis and Bobby De Niro.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I wasn't thinking about like an age thing, like an age up, age down thing, I was just thinking of I was like, all right, what franchise would have done that?
Yeah.
What is the name of the actor that Arthur Fleck imitates in his living room while getting ready for Live with Murray Franklin? Is it Ethan Chase, Dean Raines, Xavier Ventura, Bernard O'Neill?
Xavier?
It is not Xavier Ventura.
Okay. What was the second one?
Dean Raines.
I think it was that one.
It is not Dean Raines.
Okay, what was the first one?
The first one was Ethan Chase. The last one was Bernard O'Neill.
Go Ethan Chase.
It was Ethan Chase, yes.
Huh.
He's imitating Ethan Chase.
Is this a made-up actor or is that a real actor?
I have no idea.
Huh.
I can look it up. I can type in the name Ethan Chase.
That's, it's entirely up to you, Robbie.
All right, well, Ethan Chase is... Well, that's gay porn.
Is it really?
I mean, it's not... I'm going to share my screen because if I have to see it, you do too.
It's not straight porn, I'll tell you what.
Well, I can't say it's either.
Robbie, these are gay prawns.
Yeah, but this is what came up for Ethan Chase. They were on Google Images.
Huh. All right.
Are you aroused yet?
I've been aroused, Robbie.
Dude, just because you've been talking to me, that's what my voice will do for people.
You know it, Rami.
I don't like this anymore. But you know what I do like?
Is it the fact that we wrote songs?
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Wow.
And
I'm
what
in
else?
Robbie's head.
You know what else I like?
What?
I have a pick to flip.
Oh, shit.
Do me a favor.
Tails.
Oh, shit, he's already called it.
Told you, I'm in your head, Robbie.
Well, it's heads, brother.
Well.
It's heads. I'll go first. My song is a slow song. It's called The Lonely Clown. It's in E flat.
Whoa!
I know. This is just me saying things about my song because that is true. I don't know why I said that. I said that as if I was lying. It is in E flat. But
whoa!
Oh no. My song is called This Lonely Clown. It's slow. It's in 6/8 time.
Wow!
Oh my god. And it's gonna go like this.
Been having bad days, riding on the subway, humiliation, blood at the station. I'm on my bullshit, I've got a secret. I killed those young men, I'll do it again. This lonely clown will put a smile on your face. This lonely world will put you in your place. This lonely clown will put a smile on your face. This lonely clown is this city's disgrace. I want your laughter, I want your sorrow, I want your pity. What can I borrow? I want your laughter, I want your joy, I want to feel your pain. I'm just a bad boy. This lonely clown will put a smile I'm on my bullshit. I've been a bad boy. This lonely clown will put a smile on your face. This lonely world will put you in your place. This lonely clown will put a smile on your face. This lonely clown is this city's disgrace.
That was my song called "This Lonely Clown."
Very, very spooky.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about what movie that song's about. Which is a rhyme, so let's go. But
Nice.
I fell over at one point doing the laughter, and I just left that in. That's why at one point it's really the laughter's. What happened was I was doing it, and I was like, the laughter was in like low. I was like, I'm gonna slide that somewhere. I like that. But yeah, I had fallen over, and I just kept doing it because I was getting too into it. I'm gonna be honest. I had been drinking. I had been drinking.
Whoa! Consider the police called, Robbie.
I'm 35 years old.
Okay, and
I
can't call the police. I can't call the police.
You're gonna get in trouble. You will get in trouble.
Yeah, and I'll deal with those consequences, Robbie.
All right. Well, as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences, then you go for it.
Let me ask you a question, Robbie. Did you tune your guitar down a half step, or you just played the bar chords?
I just played the bar chords.
Nice.
Because I wrote it on the piano.
Nice. Would you say you're a pianist?
Yes.
Tee-hee.
He got me. But yeah, that's my song, This Lonely Clown. Nice and slow. Hey, Andy.
Nice. Yeah.
Tell me about your song.
My song's called What You Deserve.
Is it Candy?
Nope.
Is it the WWE Championship and all the crowd can chant, "You deserve it"?
No, it's a kiss.
Oh.
Yeah.
Through the screen. Let's go, brother.
Yep. Here
Pucker
we go.
up.
Smooch.
Oh.
Well, I've been getting into yacht rock lately. I'm just like into like.
I get it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm just into it, and I never was. I don't know what happened.
A fool believes.
You know the song "Brandy" by The Looking Glass.
Yes.
Oh, fucking rocks.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that song rocks. It's rocked since it came out in the 70s.
I know, but I was always just like I'd poo like shit's soft, but like shit's hard. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I was thinking of yacht rock while I wrote this song.
I think it's pronounced yacht.
Oh, yacht rock, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would consider this song itself yacht rock. You tell me, Robbie.
Well, are we on a yacht?
I am. I always record from a yacht.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about your houseboat, that yacht you live on.
Yeah. I'm pretty well off, Robbie. Let me tell you. So, yeah, you tell me. So this song's called What You Deserve, and it sounds a little something like this.
Sometimes I just can't help but laugh. Sometimes my thoughts get away from me. It's getting crazy out there just to get by.
The rich get richer, and the rest can go to hell. What do you get when you cross someone like me with people like you? I'll tell you what you get. You get what you deserve. My whole life, I don't know if I exist, but people are starting to notice. I got urges that I know I should resist, but people are starting to notice. What do you get when you cross someone like me with people like you? I'll tell you what you get. You get what you deserve.
So yeah, that's my song called what's it called again? Oh, What You Deserve. But yeah, you said you said in the chat sounds like Running with the Devil. Didn't even put that together, but I'll take it as
Oh, it was just the joke is like gong gong.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
one
totally
note.
different note. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all it was.
it's a G. But I don't know what key it's in. I know I'm hitting a G the whole time, but like the
So let's say
chords-
G.
Yeah, you would say that, but like the chords I hit are F, E, and then A minor, G. So yeah, probably G. I don't fucking know. Anyway,
F, E, A minor, G.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd be in G, brother.
Okay.
I'm looking at my circle of fifths.
Circle of fifths. Wow. I have a circle of sixths.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's useless mostly.
I imagine.
Well, yeah, it's just the movie's got a 70s vibe. I know it takes place in like the 80s, but it's got a 70s vibe. And
It does have a
that's-
70s vibe. I
yeah,
think that's what they were
that's
going
the-
for.
Yeah. So that's where I got the music. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Well, Robbie, what would you say that we have going on next week?
Oh, Andy. Next week, we're diving into the world of Wes Anderson, and we're doing Bottle Rocket.
Rottlebucket.
Yep.
No, Robbie, it's Bottle Rocket.
Oh, fuck. I'm so fucking stupid.
Oh shit. All right.
Andy,
I don't know if I've seen that.
I don't think I have either.
I may have seen it. I don't remember. I'll know once I watch it.
I will also know once I've watched it. Andy, where can they find our music?
That's an excellent question. You go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, you go to Deezer, you go to
You
wherever
gotta
you get your music.
Come Jam.
Come Jam. Don't go to Come Jam. Just don't
Where
do
they
it.
find our music?
Just go to any of the others. For the love of Pete.
Pete's got some sick Come Jam.
Oh, let me tell you what. I'll spread that shit on some crackers.
Oh, now you've crossed the line.
I sure did, Robbie. But you search the Royds and you'll find a large amount of music that Robbie and I have created just for you. And if you'd like every single song, podcast, regular studio recordings, guest songs, bonus songs. You go to TheRoyds.bandcamp.com and you will find it all there. Well over 200 songs.
20
Everybody's
minutes
talking about it.
20 minutes of me burping into a microphone.
That's not there. That's not there. Don't worry.
You haven't checked recently, have you, brother?
I haven't. Oh, shit. Yeah, go check out our music. We're proud of it, and we hope you enjoy it. And thank you so much for listening. Robbie, the socials.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Letterboxd, TheRoydsBand. There we are, there we be. Follow us, and you'll see all of our posts, all of our opinions. And you can also communicate with us.
Yeah.
There, on those social medias. I ran out of steam with that one real quick.
You're good. You're good. What about the email? Say the email one more time, Robbie.
roydsreview@gmail.com if you'd like to request a movie or just give us some feedback there also. Wherever you're listening to us, give us a 5-star rating and review. If you're listening on YouTube, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, and as we like to say here, tell your friends. We're the only people who's ever said that. We invented word of mouth.
Yeah, we've for sure invented word of mouse.
You know, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And the word of mouse is squeak.
Oh, shit. That's good. I like that a lot. Well, next week, Bottle Rocket.
Be safe, everyone. You'll blow your fingies off.
Whoa. What's my catchphrase? I'll see his lady.
Bye, everybody.
There you go.